Hey, what's going on, guys? Avenger Vastey bringing a review this time of the Mafex Wolverine. Really excited, but also a little skeptical about this figure. The reason why I say that is because a couple weeks ago I got the Jean Grey and Cyclops and Wolverine 3-pack. I was like, man, that Wolverine's awesome, and now I have this one. So I'm kind of like, is it really worth buying $80? I'm about to find out, but here's a look at the box. It says Wolverine down there, X-Men. And you got him saying, I'm the best there is at what I do. Got him on the side, looks cool. And all these poses on the back, looks awesome. You got him on the top there, and then Wolverine on the side. So yeah, let's open this up, give my opinion. Here's a look at Wolverine. This guy came out really nice, man. At first I was a little skeptical because I just got the Marvel Legends Love Triangle 3-pack Wolverine. I was like, man, I don't really need another Wolverine figure. But once I got this guy in hand, this guy is out of the park. I do have a couple problems with him. I'll get to that in a second. But just looking at this guy and his deco, it's just really good work here. Got the head sculpt. Classic Wolverine here. And instead of black stripes, I went with blue. It is a classic look. A long pointy mask. Super buff. Got the X belt. I like the metallic blue that's running throughout the figure. It's actually consistent, which is good. One thing I will say, it's not really a complaint. The paint is a little, spotty. Like on the nose right here, you can see there's a little spot right there. And then some of the blue for the stripes are spotty. You got the boots here. These shoes are actually pretty cool. It's got like little heels on there, which is nice. And I didn't realize this until now. The figure actually has a little bit of paint shading. It's kind of hard to see with the light I got going on. But he has a little bit of like orange shading, which is nice. And then you got the claws, which a lot of people are upset about. I will get into it. So this is kind of one of my main problems with this guy. It's not because the claws are long. It's because it just doesn't make sense. Like, so he has long claws and then he has short forearms. And if you know Wolverine, you know that when he retracts his claws stay in his forearm to here. So when he retracts it, for this figure, it'll be to here, which doesn't make a lot of sense. He won't be able to move his arm. So that doesn't make a lot of sense. I know it's an artist rendition and everything, but just on a logic scale, that doesn't really make sense. But when you're posing your figure around, and it doesn't really matter. You got the arm hair here. Good stuff, man. Really good stuff. So besides the claws being a little long, the other problem I do have with this figure is that the arms pop out, man. This is not good. And another thing that happens is this happens. So, and it's not broken or anything. It just wasn't glued on properly or attached properly. There was no adhesive or anything like that. So that is a little worrisome for me, man. I just don't want to break this guy, especially for the price point I paid him for. And as far as accessories, with the hands, he comes with 2 open hands. Look pretty good. And then he comes with the regular claw hands that I showed off earlier. And then he comes with 2 fists. He comes with 3 interchangeable heads. This is the stock head. And then you got this version where he has his teeth gritted, which I really like. This is probably my favorite head sculpt. And this one has a lot of spotty paint. This is one of the complaints I do have right there. And he also comes with this unmasked head, where it's Logan. Again, it is artist rendition, so if you're wondering why his hair is very pointy, it doesn't have a 5 o'clock shadow where the chin is or anything, it's a specific look. And I do like the blue shading for the hair also, so that's really cool. And then for this, he comes with a mask, a cowl, pardon me. Looks really cool. It's actually soft. You can put it on the figure. Push it down and then put that there. And that looks really cool. Good stuff, man. I love when Medicom does stuff like this, just attention to detail and whatnot. It's good stuff right here. And like all Mafex figures, he also comes with a flight stand. And has this little clip right here. One thing I will say about this figure is he doesn't really come with a lot of accessories. I will say that. He does come with, a decent amount of interchangeable heads. But hands, a little lackluster. I know it's Wolverine, but I mean, They could have added a little more, especially for $80, $90. No cigar. I don't know what's going on with the whole Disney Marvel thing where it's no smoking. I don't know what's going on with that, but they could have given us a little bit more. Maybe a sword, something. This guy has great articulation. The head looks up, moves down, side to side, left and right with the head itself, and then he's got this little like peg where it moves back like this. So you get a really good range of motion on the head, and arm moves back and forth, up and down. These shoulder pads move really well, actually. Kind of reminds me of the Marvel Legends one. And then he has a butterfly joint. It's a little hard to use. And then he's got a bicep swivel. Again, this likes to come out. Got a double joint elbow. Wrist moves side to side. Hand moves up and down. This actually comes out really easy. I'm actually not nervous about these. Usually when it comes to the Mafex figures, I'm nervous about the pegs for the hands. But I'm not nervous about this at all. He's got a decent diaphragm joint up here. It doesn't really move back. Moves side to side. Left and right, not really. And then he's got a waist swivel. Crunches forward, crunches back. Moves left and right. So all together you get a really nice crunch forward. But crunching back, it's not as well. Leg moves forward, back, and out, and drops down. Swivel the thigh, double joint at the knee. I can't really tell if this boot moves. I don't think it does. He's got a swivel down here, from moves up and down, ankle pivot, and toe articulation. Here is next to his Marvel Legends counterpart, and this is what I was saying earlier. I got this love triangle Wolverine, and I was astonished, no pun intended, with it. But when I got this guy, it was like, pretty much getting the same thing. But it still is a very, very nice figure. And here's a brown suit Wolverine, and I don't know if Mafex will do this anytime soon, but if we could get a brown suit Wolverine, this is exact figure just in the brown suit, that would be incredible. Or the X4 suit, or the Astonishing suit. That would be really, really cool. Here he is next to some other Mafex figures. Spider-Man and then Deadpool. I didn't want to move Deadpool out of the pose he was in. I really like it. He's actually pretty short. A lot of people were skeptical that he wasn't going to be short. I had a feeling that he would be. It wouldn't make sense to not make him short. He's Wolverine after all. But yeah, he's pretty short. If you look at his head and then compare it to Spider-Man, it's actually shorter than him. Now, when you compare it to Marvel Legends figures, obviously it's not going to be as short as you may like, but it can still work because he's a shorter figure. And with Mafex figures, they usually are true 6-inch or just a little bit shorter than 6 inches, but it's a really good scale, so I'm happy with that. And here he is next to the Silver Samurai and Sabretooth, and a lot of collectors don't like to mix and match. I'm either or. Sometimes if it looks good, I'll do it. If it doesn't, I won't. But with these, it looks really, really nice, man. I think that Mafex is probably the best when it comes to mixing Marvel Legends with other lines. I think this looks really, really good. So Wolverine came out really nice, man. I really like how this figure came out. He isn't a must-have. If you're an X-Men fan, definitely. If you're a Wolverine fan, definitely. But if you have the Marvel Legends Wolverine, or you're not a fan of Wolverine or whatnot, he's not a must-have. But I would like to see other versions of him. It's just a really, really nice figure. I'm going to give it a 9 out of 10. And yeah, alright guys, thank you all for watching, and I'll catch you later. Peace.